Welcome to Lesson 6. This is your Pixar plot lesson on YouTube, on my YouTube channel. Please make sure to have watched Lesson 3 over story elements. Once again, this is Lesson 6 over Pixar plot. So let's begin. Your objective for this lesson is you will be able to analyze and identify the plot elements of a Pixar short. You need the following items for the lesson: your reading notebook, your glue stick, a pencil, and these two note pages over plot that are located in your folder. Remember, you should have the Knick Knack, Plot Mountain, and the regular Plot Mountain notes page. They are located in your folder. If you would like, you can pause the video so you can gather your items for this lesson. Please make sure that you have these items. So let's begin. I will let you know when it's time to pick up your pencil and write notes with me, but right now I need pencils down and I need you just listening and watching the video. So let's talk about plot. Every fiction story, fiction means made up, has a setting, the time and place the story's characters live in. In this example, we have people who lived in New England in the late 1700s. Remember, your setting can be set in the past, in the present, in the future, and it could also be seasons, countries, and cities. We have the next part of any story, and that is characters. In any fiction story, we have people or animals that play an important part in the story's plot. Here we have the three little pigs and the big bad wolf. Remember, you're just listening and watching the video. You're not taking any notes. So, pencils down. Now, characterization. This is the way an author develops a character's personality in the story. We have the big bad wolf here. His feelings from the three little pigs story is he tends to be very angry. His actions, he blows pigs' houses down. His thoughts, he thinks he's smarter than the pigs. And these are clues that the author puts in the story that we have to infer the character's personality. We have to put the clues together. Now, the protagonist is always the main character in the story, is usually portrayed as the good guy or the good girl. We have Practical Pig here who built his house out of bricks. Then we have our antagonist. The character who works against the main character is usually portrayed as the bad guy. And think of the word ant and the word antagonist. Usually ants bite people, so I view ants as bad guys because they bite me when I'm out doing yard work. So the antagonist in this picture is the big bad wolf. He bullies innocent pigs. Now the conflict, a struggle between opposing forces, is a problem the story's main character or characters must overcome. Here we have the big bad wolf versus the three little pigs. Now, plot is a sequence of main events in a story. A typical sequence consists of exposition. We need a rising action in every fiction story, a climax, falling action, and the resolution. Now, this is a plot mountain. So we always start at the bottom and we climb all the way to the top and then come back down. So think of the plot mountain as a roller coaster. You start at the bottom with your exposition. As you're going up the plot mountain, you get to the rising action. You go all the way to the top, which is the climax. You fall back down to the falling action. Then at the end, you have your resolution. To get a better idea of what this looks like, we're going to watch this video on roller coasters so you can visualize what the plot mountain structure should be. Okay, so now you have an idea, guys, of the sequence of main events in a story. Remember, think of the plot mountain sequence as a roller coaster. You have many ups and downs in any fiction story. So hopefully that's a good visual for you to remember plot mountain. Now, once again, your pencils are down and you're just listening. The exposition is the author's introduction of the story's setting, characters, and conflict to the reader, and that's at the beginning of any fiction story. Then we have our rising action. That's us climbing the plot mountain. These are the events that build suspense and lead up to the story's climax. The climax is all the way at the top. This is the point in the story where the conflict becomes most intense, the most exciting part of the story. Then we go down our plot mountain and we go to the falling action. The events or actions that lead to the solution of the story's conflict. Then the resolution is the last part of our plot mountain at the bottom, and this is how the story ends after the main conflict has been resolved. So now, I need you to get your glue stick out, and I want you to glue the note page in your reading notebook that looks like this. It says plot, we have our definition for exposition, definition for conflict, a rising action definition, the climax, falling action, and resolution. Basically, all of the vocab words we went over for plot are going to be on this notes page. Now, I need you to fold the paper in half. I want you to put glue on one side, and then remember, you're folding it hamburger style, putting glue on one side, and then that's the side that you press down on the next blank page of your reading notebook, so you can reference this notes page whenever you have to work on anything plot related. Remember that you have to use your reading notebook as a resource. You need to use your notes in class whenever you're working on anything related to that work. So you would use the plot notes for anything related with plot. Now after you've glued this, remember you can pause the video so you have a chance to glue the notes in. When you're done, unpause it. Now, you should have glued the notes in. Now, for the next part, have this plot mountain paper in front of you to fill out after we watch Knick Knack. I will guide you to fill out your plot mountain. So now, I need you to start brainstorming in your head what the exposition, who the characters, the setting of Knick Knack, the conflict of Knick Knack as you watch it. Remember, your pencils will be down. What is the rising action? What events make the conflict worse? What is the most suspenseful moment in Knick Knack? What is the falling action? How do they start to fix the conflict? And what is the resolution? How is the main conflict resolved? I want you to start brainstorming. So you should have this plot mountain Knick Knack paper in front of you with your pencils down, because we're going to watch Knick Knack, and at the end we will fill it out together. So please just watch Knick Knack and brainstorm the plot structure of Knick Knack. Just brainstorm, have your pencils down. We'll do this together after. Oh man, sad day. So now, let's go back and look at our Knick Knack plot mountain that we have, that you should have in front of you, and looks like this. So now let's start filling it out together. At any time you can pause the video and you can catch up. So please fill out the notes with me, and at the end, glue it after. So first fill it out. So pick up your pencil. Now, let's look at the exposition. Who were my characters for the short film Knick Knack? So my characters were a lot of souvenirs and a snowman souvenir. So please write down a lot of souvenirs and a snowman souvenir for the characters. Now for the setting, where and when did this take place? So please write down that the warm weather souvenirs are at the beach, and the snowman is in his igloo. This is I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see. This is the exposition. Let's see if I can make this fit here. The exposition is the setting. Warm weather souvenirs are at the beach and snowman is in his igloo. Make sure to pause at any point in the video to catch up. Now, we need to look at our conflict. What was the main problem in Knick Knack? Now, our main problem in Knick Knack is that the snowman wants it's right here. Our conflict, thank you for being patient with me, guys. We're going to hide these other ones here. Our conflict is the snowman wants the bikini girl, but he's stuck in a snow globe. That's a conflict. The snowman wants the bikini girl, but he's stuck in a snow globe. At any time, you can always pause the video and catch up. Now, let's look at our rising action. What events make the conflict worse? Our first event is going to be the snowman tries to shatter the glass. Tries to shatter the glass with his igloo. This is going to be event number 1 in the rising action. So pause it if you need to catch up. The snowman tries to shatter glass with his igloo. The second event for rising action is the snowman tries to shatter glass with his carrot nose. And hammer. This is event number 2. The snowman tries to shatter glass with his carrot nose and hammer. That's event number 2 in our rising action. Now, event number 3 on the rising action plot mountain is the snowman tries to escape with his snow globe. So the snowman tries to escape his snow globe with dynamite. This is event number 3 for the following action. Please make sure to pause at this time so you have event 1, 2, and 3 on your paper. What I have on my paper, you should have on yours. And that was the snowman tries to escape his snow globe with dynamite. And these are the 3 events for a rising action. Now we're going to get to the most suspenseful part in the story. Now the most suspenseful part in Knick Knack was that the snowman climbs out of his snow globe, falls into a fish tank, and sees the mermaid. So all of these things, he climbs out of his snow globe, falls into the fish tank, and sees the mermaid. So right here, please make sure to write down the climax. Pause the video. And I'm going to try to zoom in for you guys so you can see. So please make sure to pause the video so you have time to write the climax. Now, let's look at our falling action. For a falling action, we have to ask ourselves, how do they start to fix the conflict? Our first event is going to be the snowman starts to walk toward the mermaid with a smile on his face. So our first event for the falling action is going to be the snowman starts to walk toward the mermaid with a smile on his face. And this is the first event in our falling action. Please pause the video so you can write event number 1 for falling action. Pause the video. Now let's look at event number 2. This is what happens before the resolution. The snow globe falls on his head again. That is event number 2. The snow globe falls on his head again. And this is event number 2 for the falling action right here. So please make sure to pause the video and write down the snow globe falls on his head again. Now, the resolution. How is the main conflict resolved? Sometimes fiction stories have good or bad resolutions. In this one, we have, I'm going to make this smaller. I'm going to make this a little bigger over here. Our resolution is the snowman is stuck in a snow globe again and cannot be with a mermaid or bikini girl. So this is a sad resolution. So please pause the video and write snowman is stuck in a globe again and cannot be with mermaid or bikini girl. So pause the video. Now unpause. And now you have your plot mountain filled out over the Pixar short. That didn't work out. So you have it right here, guys. So please pause the video so you can finish filling out your plot mountain. So finish filling out the plot mountain and pause the video. Have everything in red on your Knick Knack plot mountain. So now you've unpaused it. Now I want you to look at the movie moment here. It says, how does the look on the snowman's face show how far he's willing to go to overcome the conflict? Try to answer this as your challenge. When you're done with this plot mountain over Knick Knack, I want you to fold it in half, hamburger style, put glue on one side, and then glue it on the next blank page in your reading notebook. And you are done with this lesson. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube.